Alright guys, now it's finally time to get to the good part. So you're going to need your loom, you're going to need your yarn monster, you're going to need two different colors that are very, very different. You're going to need either your shuttle or your needle and your first weft thread, okay? So what you're going to do is every other warp thread, you're going to make a different color. So I have blue warp thread, so I probably shouldn't use a blue Sharpie, right? So let's see what other colors I have of Sharpies, or just markers in general. Let's see. I'm going to use purple. I have a purple one right here, okay? So I'm going to go, every other one is going to be a different color. So my first strand is going to be purple, okay? So the even numbers are going to be red. The odd numbers are going to be purple. So 1 is purple. 2, 3 is purple. 5 is purple. 7 is purple. Okay? And you're not going to be able to see these because our weaving is going to go all the way up. So you don't need to worry about being able to see the color of your marker. So I'm going to go pretty far down on this, on these, with my colors of these threads. Okay, and I'll bring it closer so you can see. See how those are just a little bit of a different color? The 1, 3, 5, and 7 right here. So now I'm going to go in with a red on the other ones. Okay, so I'm going to go in with red on 2, the even. Okay, 2, 4, 6, and 8. You might have a different number of warp threads than I do. That is totally fine. Whatever works best for you. Okay, and actually mine kind of all turned purple. It's kind of funny. So I'm going to make sure that I can differentiate. So I'm just going to draw a little bit of red lines on my cardboard. That way I know which ones are red and which ones are purple. Okay, and remember, we're not going to be able to see that because our weft threads are going to cover all that up. Okay, so now it's time to start weaving. So we did these different colors because every other one we either go over or under, right? So every time that you go either over or under, it's going to be one of the same color. So watch, I'll show you. That was kind of confusing. So the red, my first red strand, I'm going to go under. My purple strand, I go over. Red is under. Purple is over. Red is under. Purple is over. Red is under. Purple is over. Now I'm going to pull my thread all the way through completely. Now I'm going to put my finger on it so it doesn't come out, and I'm going to pull it to the bottom. That's the most important part, is you pushing your thread all the way to the bottom. Okay? Now you're just going to leave this. You're not going to cut it or knot it or anything. You're going to take your shuttle and you're going to go back the opposite direction. But you're going to do opposite of your first strand. Okay? So I did over on the purples. So this time I'm going to go under on the purples and over on the reds. Okay? So I'm going to go under on the purples, under, over. Purples I go under, reds I go over. Purples I go under, reds I go over. Purples I go under, reds I go over. Okay? Then I'm going to pull my shuttle through. Now, you need to put your finger right here when you're pulling this one through. Okay? And this is because it's going to catch on that yarn. See right there? And then you're going to pull it down to where it touches the other one. Okay? Now, you're going to keep pulling until this loop goes away. But you don't want to pull too hard, because if I pull too hard, watch what happens. Burp. See how this warp thread is now at a diagonal? We don't want that. That's called salvage. Okay? And if we get salvage, it's fine. Sometimes it looks really cool, but other times it's not the best. So we want to try to keep it very uniform. That way, because we're trying to make a blanket on the back of our llama. So if we keep it all uniform, then it's going to look like a blanket, right? So my last time I went through, I went over reds and under purples. So what is it this time for me? If you said under reds and over purples, you are right. Under red, over purple. Under red, over purple. Under red, over purple. Under red, over purple. I make sure I put my finger right here. Pull, 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 pull. Pull my yarn. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my finger on this warp thread right here. I'm going to pull my yarn until that loop is gone. Push down. Make sure I don't have any salvage. I'm good. So then I'm going to do my opposite again. So I go under or over purple this time. Last time I went over purple. So what do I do this time? If you said under purple over red, you are exactly right. Under purple over red. Under purple over red. Under purple over red. Under purple over red. Great job, guys. Put my finger here. Pull my yarn. Then I'm going to put my finger on my warp thread. Pull my yarn so the loop is gone. Push my thread down. Make sure I don't have any salvage. I'm good to go. All right, then I'm going to keep doing that until my yarn is out of my shuttle or my needle, okay? So I'm going to pause the video and keep going until I'm out of yarn. Just a second. So I kept weaving and I have just this little piece left. Now, you want to leave a little bit after you're almost out of your shuttle or out of yarn on your shuttle, because when we're done, we're going to go back and tuck these little pieces into our weaving. So we want to leave some room to be able to tuck those pieces in, okay? Go just like that. Now, I'm going to, if you've taped your shuttle, you're just going to undo it. And, whoops. And I just like to cut the yarn off right there. I just leave it taped on there. I'm going to go to my yarn monster and I'm going to hold the top. I have a video of how to get yarn out of your yarn monster, so if you need to go back and watch that, make sure you do that, okay? I have a piece of yarn. Now, I'm going to put my yarn in my shuttle. I'm going to tape it. Then, close my shuttle. Wrap tape around it. Right. I have this piece here that's going to be sticky. You want to make sure that there's not really much sticky stuff because it will get stuck to your warp threads. Right. Put some more tape on there. Now I'm ready to start weaving again. So I'm going to start on the side that I ended on. Okay. And I can even tuck this. Go ahead and tuck this under. So it's just going to be the opposite of what you did before. Okay. Over, under. Just like that. And you go 2 or 3 over, and then you cut it. So now, I'm not going to worry about this one that I just tucked, but I'm going to look at what I did before. So what I did before is I was over on purple, and I was under on red. So this time, I'm going to go under purple, over red, under purple, over red, under purple, over red, under purple, over red. Okay, I'm going to pull my shuttle through. Make sure my yarn comes all the way through. Pull it down to the other yarn that you had before. Leave a little bit of room. And then you're going to do the opposite. So I was over red, under purple. So this time I'm going to be under red, over purple, under red, over purple, under red, over purple, under red, over purple. Put my finger right here. And I'm going to pull tight. Okay. And then I'm going to put my finger on the warp thread. Make sure the loop is gone. Push it down to my other thread. Okay. And you're going to keep doing this same thing until you get your yarn all the way up here to the top. Okay. And just make sure that you're tucking in these little threads every now and then. Or even sometimes I'll be a little bit lazy. And after I have about 4 rows, I'll go and I'll just cut it off. Cut it off just like that. Okay. So you're going to go all the way to the top with your weavings. I'm going to upload a finished product of mine on the Canvas page so you can see what it looks like when it's completely done. Okay. I cannot wait to see what wonderful little weavings you all create. Okay, have a great time making. Bye, guys.